Hello and welcome. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Last day of campaigning for the fifth phase of India's general elections. 49 parliamentary constituencies across 8 states will go to polls on May 20th. Fierce fighting in northern Gaza as aid starts to roll off. US-built pier. Israeli military recovers bodies of 3 hostages from Gaza. And in a virtual knockout game, Chennai Super Kings will take on Royal Challengers Bengaluru in IPL, but rain threat looms over playoff decider. Alright, first let's get to the latest on the world's largest democratic elections in India. So the last day of campaigning for the fifth phase of general elections is in full throttle across India as political leaders leave no stone unturned to sway the voters in their favour. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold rallies in Haryana's Ambala and Sonipat. Later in the day, PM to hold public meeting in Yamuna Khadar in northeast Delhi. Senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah will visit Uttar Pradesh today, where he will be holding rallies in Jhansi, Banda and Amethi. And BJP President JP Nadda to hold public meeting in Himachal Pradesh, Kangra, Chamba and Solan. While Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath to visit Maharashtra, he will be holding several rallies in Dhule, Palghar, North Mumbai and Central Mumbai. And in an attempt to woo voters in party's favour, political leaders holding rallies in several parts of the country. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi to hold rally in Uttar Pradesh's Barabanki and New Delhi's Chandni Chowk. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge held a press conference this morning in Mumbai with his alliance partners. Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar were also present at the conference. Kharge said India Alliance will win 46 out of 48 seats in Maharashtra. Bahujan Samaj Party Supremo Mayawati to hold rally in Basti district of Uttar Pradesh. US has praised vibrant democracy of India as world's largest elections are being held in India. US NSC Strategic Communications Coordinator John Kirby applauded Indian people for exercising their right to vote. Take a listen.
Not too many more vibrant democracies in the world than India, and we applaud the Indian people for exercising, their ability to vote and to have a voice in their future government. And we wish them well.
And India's Ayodhya gears up for the 2024 general elections in fifth phase. The focus has sharply shifted to extensive development projects transforming the city. Here's a report by DD India's Kriti Vadhera.
The development projects at Ayodhya aims to blend its rich cultural heritage with modern amenities, positioning it as a world-class city. The emphasis on infrastructure, tourism and urban development aligns with the broader vision of making Ayodhya a major religious and cultural hub. With the elections approaching, these development initiatives are seen as a crucial element of the political narrative, highlighting the government's dedication to progress and modernization. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit underscored the government's commitment to Ayodhya's growth.
Ayodhya is getting its recognition on international platform, and tourists are coming from all over the world, and we are very, very, very happy about it. But at the same time, as a voter, we need more. We need medical facilities in Ayodhya. Every single time, if there is any case of emergency, we have to rush to another city, and which is a big problem here.
In Ayodhya, there is a lot of beautification is going on. That's so nice. We are getting a vibe of being in an Ayodhya, a place, ritual place. But there is a need of ground level work. We need education. We need good educational institute, good medical institute.
This election in Ayodhya is not just about choosing representatives. It is a contest over the vision for the city's future, balancing its rich heritage with the aspirations of its residents for progress and development. Overall developments will play a significant role when it comes to electoral landscape of Ayodhya, as the city's transformation continues to garner national and international attention. With camera person Yogesh Tiwari, I am Kriti Vadhera reporting from Ayodhya Dham for DD India.
And Ayodhya's district magistrate Nitish Kumar has been listed in the Asia Book of Records. He received this honour for establishing the largest floating systematic voters education and electoral participation sweep logo for the awareness amongst voters. The judge of the Asia Book of Records, Narvijay Yadav, presented the district magistrate with a medal and a certificate at a special award ceremony held at the Vivekanand Auditorium of Awadh University. And known for its sporting prowess, the northern Indian state of Haryana is very fond of buffalo milk. The creamy milk plays a key role in the economy of the village life. DD India's Vishal Barrister travels to the countryside to find out more.
Riding a motorbike with a special apparatus, Shahid visits almost every house in this village. His job is to test the fat content in the milk and then collect the milk. If the sample gets 100 units on his machine, then the milk gets a good price.
Daily I cover almost every house in this village. If the milk sample has 100 units of fat, it is worth 80 rupees a litre. There are 10 such collectors like me.
This buffalo is a breadwinner for Darshan and his wife. The milk it gives fetches good money for the family.
I have been selling buffalo milk for some years. This animal gets me 10 to 12,000 rupees a month.
To increase the fat content, the animal needs special diet and care. Almost every house in the small village of Kohla in Sonipat district relies on buffalo. These are the buffaloes of Darshan. 4 kilometers from Darshan's house is Nuran Kheda, where there is a collection center. 8 to 10 persons on motorbike, they collect milk with fat content from around 30 villages, and there it is collected and sent to the cooling plant. Now this provides an economic help not only for these villages but also for all the villages in the vicinity. 4 kilometers away from Kohla village, the milk is stored here under refrigeration. Those who stay nearby reach here on foot. Every sample and quantity is carefully inked on the register.
Milk is collected from the neighboring villages. Every day we collect around 2000 liters of milk. Then from here it reaches the cooperative dairy through tankers.
Buffalo is the backbone of Kohla village's economy, and the animal is certainly its best friend. As they say, a friend in need is a friend indeed. With cameraman Aniket Dubey in Kohla, Sonipat, Vishal Barrister for DD India.
And the intricate art of Chickenkari has been a testament to the country's rich cultural heritage for centuries. Lucknow has emerged as the new epicenter of this exquisite art form in the contemporary world, continuing to provide livelihood for millions. Today, this ancient craft faces unprecedented challenges. The rollout of the GST has cast a shadow over the Chickenkari industry, which employs approximately 500,000 people. Stakeholders across the sector express deep concerns fearing the end for an already struggling craft. Join our correspondent Tapos Bhattacharya exploring their rich heritage, their present predicaments and the uncertain future of Chickenkari.
Welcome to Lucknow, the soul of Chickenkari, a centuries-old craft that weaves together tradition, heritage and livelihood. But behind the exquisite fabric lies a tale of struggle and resilience. Watch this special report.
For 500,000 artisans, Chickenkari is not just a craft, it is a way of life. But recent hurdles have cast a shadow over their livelihoods. While traders and exporters profit, the artisans and the workers are left with crumbs, earning as little as 250 rupees a day. Their plight remains largely ignored by policymakers. According to traders, with the implementation of the GST, chicken embroidery work is now even more costlier.
Earlier there was no GST. Now tax has increased our financial difficulties. We have nothing to save. Shopkeepers have to reduce their per piece payment or cut down on orders, which ultimately affect the wages of our artisans too. The artisans are already struggling to make ends meet. Our daily wage is rupees 250 for 8 hours. Low wages as per the 80kc has become a major financial issues of the artisans. We have been facing the issues of increased cost and extremely low income.
Unpaid labor and dwindling businesses are pushing many artisans and businessmen to the brink of closure. There is uncertainty in the Chickenkari industry that provides employment to some 500,000 people.
Embroidery industry has already been facing financial issues, and most of the workers and businessmen of this sector are from the very poor segment of the society. There is no concession. We have to pay TDS separately. Shopkeepers have to reduce their product payment or cut down on orders, which ultimately affects the wages of artisans too.
Chickenkari, once patronized by royalty, has a rich history. It flourished in Delhi before finding its home in Lucknow. From being a part of rich history to becoming history itself, chicken workers are now mulling various options to stay afloat.
As Lucknow heads to the polls, the voices of Chickenkari artisans echo through the streets, pleading for recognition and support. Their craft is more than just fabric. It's a legacy woven with threads of tradition and perseverance. With camera person Gaurav Giri, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for DD India from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh.
And amid mob violence targeting international students erupted in Kyrgyzstan's capital city Bishkek. In an advisory posted on social media, the Embassy of India in Kyrgyzstan posted, and I quote, "We are in touch with our students. The situation is presently calm. The students are advised to stay indoors for the moment and get in touch with the embassy in case of any issue," unquote. Meanwhile, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that monitoring the welfare of Indian students in Bishkek, situation is reportedly calm now, strongly advised students to stay in regular touch with the embassy. Now let's take a look at other stories making news today. As the temperature is rising, it is affecting humans as well as animals. Cooling arrangements have been made for the wildlife by the Udhampur Wildlife Department in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Medical checkup of animals is done regularly by the medical teams. During the excessive heat, watermelons are fed and sprinklers have been installed for the animals. Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma fame actor Gurcharan Singh finally returned home on 17th May. He had gone missing on 22nd April. The Delhi police have recorded his statement in the court. Gurucharan Singh said he had gone away from home on a spiritual journey. 8 people were killed and over 20 injured when a bus caught fire on the Kundli Manisa Palwal Expressway in New district. The bus was returning from Vrindavan. Alright, we'll slip into a very short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India Live. North Korea's Kim Jong-un accelerates production to shore up nuclear force. And we bring you the glitz and glamour from the 77th edition of the Cannes Film Festival. A 9-day-long Indo-Bangla Ball Music Festival begins in Dhaka.
We are looking at a seminal relationship that is redefining world politics, the so-called no limits strategic partnership between Russia and China.
These two countries are actually trying to create a world order which moves away from Brussels and Washington DC.
If you look at any chance of a conflict between India and China, it would be very difficult for us to imagine that Russia would put all its weight behind India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. The first shipments of humanitarian assistance arrived on the shores of Gaza through the multinational humanitarian pier. In a post on social media, US President Joe Biden said that the need to get increased aid to the most vulnerable is urgent. The White House said additional aid from the US was arriving in Cyprus to be loaded onto ships for delivery into Gaza via the new pier. The temporary floating pier was pre-assembled at the Israeli port of Ashdod and moved into place on Thursday on the shore of Gaza, which lacks port infrastructure of its own. The pier operation is estimated to cost $20 million and involves 1,000 US troops. Israeli forces battled Hamas fighters in the narrow alleyways of Jabalia in the northern Gaza on Friday, while in the south terrorists attacks tanks marching around Rafah. Israeli forces retrieved the bodies of 3 hostages from the Gaza Strip, identified as Shani Luke, Amit Buskila and Yitzhak Galenta. Those people were murdered by Hamas terrorists while escaping the Nova Music Festival on October 7th, and the bodies were taken into Gaza. The Israeli government had confirmed the death of German-Israeli Luke, a 23-year-old tattoo artist, in late October. A video that circulated on social media at the time showed her half-naked body slung across the back of a pickup truck and paraded through Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised the military operation in a statement on Friday and reiterated a pledge to return all the hostages, the living and the deceased alike.
It is with a heavy heart that I share the news that last night the Israel Defense Forces and ISA forces rescued the bodies of our hostages Shani Luke, Amit Buskila and Yitzhak Galenta, who were taken hostage during the Hamas massacre on October 7th and they were murdered by Hamas. Their bodies were transferred to medical professionals for forensic examination and identification. After the procedure was completed, we notified their families. Our hearts go out to them, to the families, at this difficult time. We will leave no stone unturned. We will do everything in our power to find our hostages and bring them home.
And the man who broke into former US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's home in 2022 and assaulted her husband with a hammer was sentenced to 30 years in prison on Friday. In a politically motivated attack, David DePape forcibly entered Pelosi's home in San Francisco early in the morning on October 28, 2022, which was just a week before that year's congressional elections. At the time, Pelosi, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, was in Washington. DePape acknowledged in trial testimony that his intention was to take Pelosi hostage. Paul Pelosi suffered skull fractures and other injuries that have continued to affect him. In a letter, Nancy Pelosi urged the judge to impose a very long punishment. Now moving on to US elections, during the State of the Union address, Republican candidate Donald Trump on Friday said he wants to debate US President Joe Biden. Biden and Trump have agreed to 2 debates ahead of November's election, scheduling televised face-offs that could prove critical in their tight rematch to win the White House. The first debate will air on June 27th on CNN, while television network ABC said it will host the second presidential debate on September 10. And during a visit to Minneapolis, Trump said he expected moderators to be fair and said a deal was in the works for a debate between vice presidential candidates, even though Trump has not announced his pick yet. Trump expected to get a lot of union votes, saying United Auto Workers are fed up with their leadership.
I think we're actually going to be getting a lot of those union votes that they typically get. I think we're going to get a lot of the union votes. United Auto Workers, they're fed up with United Auto Workers in terms of their leadership, and I think we're getting that. I think we're getting a lot of Teamsters voting for us. We're doing polls. We're like at 82%. And tough to get the top guys, but I think we're going to get some top guys very soon.
And fighting in Taiwan's parliament extended deep into the night on Friday after proposed reforms to the chamber ignited scuffles between lawmakers only days before President-elect Lai Ching-te's inauguration on May 20th. As there is currently no majority held by any party in the parliament, the opposition wants to give the chamber greater scrutiny powers over the government, including a controversial proposal to criminalize officials who are deemed to make false statements in the parliament. The DPP says the opposition parties KMT and TPP are improperly trying to force through the proposals without the customary consultation process. in what they call an unconstitutional abuse of power. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un accelerates production to shore up nuclear force. On the same day, he oversaw a test of tactical ballistic missiles with new guidance system. State media reports that the order was to combat enemies' reckless military confrontation and bolster nuclear war deterrence. This comes after North Korea test-fired a number of short-range ballistic missiles towards the sea off its east coast on Friday. Friday's launches came a day after the US and South Korea conducted joint drills with stealth fighter jets simulating air combat. And Prime Minister of Nepal, Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda, has returned to the Federal Parliament Secretariat to take a vote of confidence from the House of Representatives on May 20th. As per Article 100 of the Constitution of Nepal, the PM should table a motion for the vote of confidence within 30 days if a political party in a coalition government withdraws its support to the Prime Minister. PM Prachanda will seek a vote of confidence after the Upendra Yadav-led Janata Samajwadi Party, Nepal, withdrew its support to the PM on May 13th after the split in the party. This is the first time that PM Dahal, who became the Prime Minister of Nepal on December 25th, 2022, has to undertake a floor test. The present coalition government needs the support of 138 MPs to secure a vote of confidence. Sports now. In the Indian Premier League, Faf du Plessis Royal Challengers Bengaluru will take on Ruturaj Gaikwad's Chennai Super Kings at the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Chennai in Bengaluru on Saturday. With 3 playoff places already decided in the season, the race for the final spot has heated up in the competition. Defending champion CSK has 14 points with a better net run rate. For its part, Bengaluru has 12 points and a net run rate of .387. But what has heightened the drama surrounding the game is a forecast of rain. A washout will take CSK through to the playoffs, while RCB will need to win by at least 18 runs or chase the target with 11 balls to spare. Now, the Uganda Cricket Association has named its final T20 World Cup squad, and it has a strong Indian influence. The team will play their first ever senior men's World Cup competition in the West Indies and the United States starting June. They'll not just have an Indian coach but also several players of Indian heritage. Michael Baleke reports from Kampala.
15 players and 2 travelling reserves will represent Uganda at the T20 World Cup tournament. Brian Masaba will captain the squad in its first World Cup appearance, with Raizat Ali Shah acting as his deputy. Indian-born all-rounder Alpesh Ramjani says he and his teammates are ready for the competition.
Definitely our team is a good solid team, so there is something potential and something to look out in our team. And you know, when a team that eats together, that trains together and fights together always comes out victorious. So yes, the eyes are on us and we'll make sure that, you know, we play to the best potential.
All-rounder Dinesh Nakrani is part of the team too and was born in India's Gujarati state. He says participating in the World Cup tournament is a dream come true.
If you play very well in the cricket, you can't imagine the cricket opportunities gives you about around you and any country for you. That's why I just simple question: focus on your game and do better in your areas, and then you can get opportunity in that all around the world, because now the cricket is fair too much in too much country.
Uganda will be making its debut at the T20 World Cup. The East African side has been placed in Group C for the World Cup alongside Afghanistan, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand and hosts the West Indies. Uganda's national team, the Cricket Cranes, has returned from a 2-week training in Sri Lanka. It was part of the preparations ahead of the T20 World Cup. The players say it was a valuable experience ahead of the big stage and bigger games.
Approach is matters when you are in the ground. At the pitch, you have to think, you have to handle pressure. How you can handle more positively, you get more positive results.
Yeah, any team that we're facing should just know that we're coming hard at them. So they shouldn't put it in their mind that they're playing an underrated team. Yeah, we're coming hard.
Uganda will play its first game on 4th June against Afghanistan. They will do so with their new Indian coach, Abe Sharma, at the helm. They'll close their group matches with a contest against New Zealand on 15th June. In Kampala, Michael Baleke reporting for DD India.
And day 5 of the Cannes Film Festival this year will see more action in the Indian camp. The day will see a discussion at the Bharat Pavilion on Dada Saheb Phalke Film City and Maharashtra as a filming destination with single window facility. The session will put the spotlight on the creative process, challenges and future direction of Marathi cinema. Another session on Indian film festivals will focus on how, from the iconic International Film Festival of India in Goa to regional festivals like Mumbai Film Festival and Kolkata International Film Festival, these events serve as platforms for emerging and established filmmakers to showcase their work, engage in dialogue and foster industry connections. And a 9-day-long Indo-Bangla Ball Music Festival began in Dhaka on Friday to celebrate the 250th birth anniversary of the mystic saint and humanist Bard Fakir Lalan Shah. The event is being organized by the cultural and research organization Lalon Biswasanga, working to popularize the work and promote research on Lalan Fakir. The High Commission of India and the Ministry of Cultural Affairs of Bangladesh are supporting the event. The speakers highlighted the deeply humanist worldview espoused by Fakir Lalan Shah in his songs and philosophical discourses. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.